Howdy folks, SJ Poor here at Little Face Brewing. Today we're going to take a look at Inkbird. Now, these kind folks were kind enough to send me one of these so they can do somewhat of a product review on it. I've been sitting on it for a little bit, and last night, actually the story behind this, on why I want to do this, is the last night I have a little what I thought was a refrigerator. I had acquired it through trades on some stuff. Never plugged it in. It's literally just been sitting out in the garage for probably 3 years. So I grabbed it, brought it down, and plugged it in. Wanted to put some beers in it for last night. Turns out it's not a refrigerator at all. It's actually a little freezer. So, froze everything that was inside said little freezer. So everything up there now is thawing out. And I was like, hey, you know what? This sounds like a great opportunity to grab the Inkbird and use it as a cold temperature control. So this actually has a smart controller on it. So I think it'll actually work via Bluetooth, which is kind of cool. So this is the probe. This is what's going to go inside of that little freezer. This is what's going to read the temperature inside. This gets plugged into your outlet. That is the controller. I can do a set point, I can do cool, I can, oh, there's the Wi-Fi. I can run it up and down. This right here is where cooling. See, this one will actually run both. What I'll do is I will plug the little freezer into this, set the controller, and see if I can run that little or that little freezer at, say, what, 40 degrees, 38, 40 degrees. We'll give her a go. What do you say? We're upstairs in the breezeway. This is the little freezer that I thought was a little refrigerator. Kind of makes sense now, I would think, as to why I thought it was a little refrigerator. Again, I never ran this thing. I acquired it. So here's the Inkbird. I have it plugged in on the cold side because you have a cold power supply and a heating power supply. So I could literally plug in a heating element and put it in here as well and keep this thing at an exact constant temperature if I wanted. So this is just temporarily set up to give this guy a go. I went through and I set it at 38 degrees. Right now the inside temperature is 48.4. It's running, and let's take a look at how I set this up inside. There's the probe, so that's going to let me know what the ambient temperature is inside the freezer. Just a piece of packing tape over here to hold everything steady through the door. Oh, wow, that goes to show how much you lose when you open the door. Ha! That jump, that was almost at 38 degrees, so now it'll drop back down. This is really just a simple hookup, kind of a test to see how this thing works on the cool side. Right now we're down to 41.6 degrees and it's dropping. So it should hit 38 and shut off. That's the hope anyway. So right now it's just, with tape holding pieces on. Again, I just wanted to test this controller out to see how it was going to work. It hit 38 degrees and shut off. So let's open it and see if it'll come back on once that temperature drops out. There it went. And it turned back on again. I paired this Inkbird controller up. I actually have my setting now up to 44 degrees, seeing that I don't actually have a heat wrap in there, the cold air, you know, once it's running, cold air falls and it just keeps getting colder because there's also cold stuff in there. So I just want to make sure it doesn't get down to freezing. And 44 degrees seems to be pretty decent. I downloaded the app for the Inkbird, and what's really cool about this is, you go to that, it actually gives me the temperature. Like, so I can be at work, and if I feel like it, I should be able to pop on and see where the temperature is. So if I'm using this in a beer, which I will be, I will put a actually a heat wrap on, and I have New England IPA that I want to do, and I'll be able to watch the temperature from my phone. How cool is that? That's pretty freaking awesome. One of the really cool things about this Inkbird is I can go right to the app, boom, and I have it set up. I am at 44.9 degrees up there right now, and I know that's right. Actually, it's showing 45.5. I know that's right because I was just upstairs, and it actually gained a little bit, so it's going to be kicking on here probably fairly soon. It's right now, it's giving me what would be called the heating cycle. It's yellow. So when the cooling cycle goes on, this whole thing will turn like blue. So I know that it's actually running to cool it down. So I'm actually really happy with that. This is a, yeah, gives my set point right here, 44.0. This is 45.5. This has a plus or minus, and I can actually change this of 3 degrees. So this won't kick on for another 2 degrees. You know, actually 1.5. When it does, it'll kick on. It'll run down to 44. It'll run this a little bit under 44, and then it'll shut off, and it'll just sit. So that thing will barely come on while it's sitting out there, and I can watch it all on my phone. That is cool. So that's the Inkbird, using it on just the cool side. The next video I'll do, I'll be using it on the heating side, and this bad boy. I'm going to be doing, this is a cider in here now, this will be coming out, and then what's going to go in here again is another, it'll be a New England IPA, Quebec yeast. What I'm going to do is pop that guy out, and I'm going to insert my probe for the Inkbird into this. And then I'll put a heat jacket on this. And we're going to crank that heat up into the 90s. We're going to see what that Quebec yeast can really do. So I'm looking forward to that. Hope you stay tuned. This is S.J. Port, Little Face Brewing. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, folks. Brew beer. And use these really cool tools. If they're out there, you might as well take advantage of them. Thank you, Inkbird. Cheers.